presents Kylea to be married to Stephen. Thank you, sir. Please. I always get choked up at that handoff. Although this is traditionally the bride and groom's day, it's a tribute to each of you that's present, because knowing you and interacting with you has helped to make Kylea and Stephen the people they are today. They stand before you to commit themselves to each other, but also to say thank you in sharing this most special day with them. You may be seated. Kylea and Stephen, every experience you've ever had, every choice you've ever made, everything you've ever done has led you to this moment in time as you stand here in front of friends and family to take each other as husband and wife. So what is love? Sooner or later, we begin to understand that love is more than verses in Valentine's or romance in the movies. We begin to know that love is here and now, real and true, the most important thing in our lives. For love is the creator of our favorite dreams, the foundation of our fondest memories. Love is a promise that is always kept, a fortune that can never be spent, a seed that can flourish in even the most unlikely of places, and this radiance that never fades, this mysterious and magical joy, is the greatest treasure of all, known only to those who love. Now you have written your own vows, so who would like to begin?
I'll go first.
Okay, you got it. You can hang on to that.
Stephen, I wasn't ready for you before I met you. It's hard to believe that a night out on 6th Street and sending a 2 a.m. text from a bar named Peckerheads would eventually lead us here. To this day, I can't comprehend what urged me to randomly send that text. All I can do is attribute it to fate. I wasn't ready for you before I met you, but that changed so quickly after you came into my life. When I look back, I can't help but laugh at all the times I tried to talk you into marrying me on a whim. Back in Jamaica in 2011, when you were moving to Dallas for your internships, and on pretty much every trip to Vegas we've had so far. And here we are now. But I'd be lying if I said this was a day that I've always imagined and dreamed of. Growing up, I pretty much viewed marriage as a threat to my independence and autonomy, and I couldn't ever imagine willingly entering into that type of agreement. However, through growing up with you for the last 8 years and getting to know your heart, I came to feel safe with my ability to maintain my own independence alongside you. The things I never quite understood about marriage and love started to make sense. I learned that a life with you would never mean I was constrained, but instead that you would love and accept me for everything I had grown up to be. All those things that I valued in myself and always feared somebody else taking from me. I learned that a life with you would be exciting, silly, challenging, rich, and full of laughter. And I learned that despite of all the trying times, your heart would love me all the same tomorrow, and I promise to do the same for you. There will no doubt be tough times ahead. At some point, there's a good chance that one or both of us will want to get out. I'm not going to go into this marriage with any false notion that it's going to be easy. But every day moving forward, I promise to love you completely and to fight for that love. I promise to always strive to give you the best of myself. I promise to be open to you and to communicate openly and fully. And I promise to be flexible, at least try my best to be flexible, and allow change to happen within our lives for the benefit and growth of our marriage. I promise to always remember that your needs and desires are no less important than my own, and I promise to support your dreams and to motivate you when you feel like giving up. I promise to always remember that no matter what, we're on the same team, and I'm so blessed that I get to go through this life with you as my best friend and my husband. I know that every single tomorrow will be filled with happiness, laughter, and love with you by my side. You can do it.
We go about our daily lives, understanding almost nothing of the world. We give little thought to the machinery that generates the sunlight that makes life possible, to the gravity that glues us to an Earth that would otherwise send us spinning off into space, and to the atoms of which we fundamentally depend. I'm not saying that we should understand it all, or that not knowing is just the way it's supposed to be. I bring it up because I want you to know that my love for you will never just be another important part of this world that I take for granted. And while it may not be something I fully understand or have all the answers for, I can promise you that I will always appreciate and respect the love that we have for one another. And how fortunate I am to be here standing here today, asking you to be my wife. Somehow the stars align, and despite everything else going on and the chaos and unpredictability that comes with being alive, here we are. I can't really explain how we got here or try to imagine what comes next, but I do know that my love for you always has and always will be constant. It exists in this universe and therefore cannot be destroyed. There's an excerpt from one of my favorite poems that I believe helps convey this idea that although we may not understand everything about how the world works, how I have no idea what our future holds together, whether it be the kind of husband I'll be, or father, or soulmate, I know that whatever happens, whatever we become, and whatever we decide to do, will be exactly what we're supposed to do. So now I'm going to try to share that poem. This is Here Am I by Anis Mojgani. Because every breath I take takes me a second further from the moment my mother caught my father's eye. And every breath I give gives me a second closer to the day that someone else I love may die. And every word I carry is another stone to put into place in the foundation that I am building. Because the day is going to erase something that I never saw. What all of us wanted and what none of us got. What we all hadn't have and what we all forgot. That we all wanted to be something. That we all became something. And it might not be the shit that we once thought we'd be when we were kids, but something is still something. And like some cats say, something's better than nothing. Feet are smarter than an engine, and dreams are stronger than thighs, and questions are the only answers we need to know that we are alive, just as I am when I'm a child, asking why is 2 + 3 always equal to 5? Where do people go to when they die? What made the beauty of the moon and the beauty of the sea? Did that beauty make you? Did that beauty make me? Will that make us something? Will we be something? Are we something? And the answers come. Already are, always was, and we still have time to be. Kylea, I adore you. You're my best friend. You're without a doubt the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And come what may, I vow to love you, I vow to cherish you, and yes, I vow to absolutely worship you for all of my days.
Glad I didn't follow you.
Marriage is a promise between two people who love each other as individuals and who choose to spend the rest of their lives together. This ceremony cannot create a relationship that doesn't already exist within your hearts. However, it is a symbol of how far you've come together and a symbol of the promises that you have made this day to continue growing stronger both as individuals and as a couple. No matter what challenges you face, you will face them together. And no matter your successes, you will succeed together. The love you have for each other now joins you as one. And now for the rings. Wedding rings are the outward invisible sign of the promises that you've just made. In and of themselves, they're not particularly valuable, but what they represent is priceless. And as they have no beginning and no ending, may your love for each other have no ending as well. Who wants to go first? Okay. Place it on his finger. Yep. And repeat after me. With this ring, I give you my heart.
With this ring, I give you my heart.
Let it stand as a symbol
Let it stand as a symbol
of my unconditional love
of my unconditional love
and support for you
and support for you
throughout our life together.
throughout our life together.
Okay, your turn, Stephen. With this ring, I give you my heart.
With this ring, I give you my heart.
Let it stand as a symbol
Let it stand as a symbol
of my unconditional love
of my unconditional love
and support for you
and support for you
throughout our life together.
throughout our life together.
And now, in closing, a blessing. May the sun of many days and years shine upon you. May the love you have for one another grow and hold you close. May the good, true light within you guide you on your way. May your dreams come true, And when they don't, may new dreams arise to take their place. And long, long years from now, may you be able to look at one another and say, because of you, I have lived the life I always wanted to live. Because of you, I have become the person I always wanted to be. And now, by the authority vested in me, but much more importantly, by what I see between you, it is my honor, privilege, and pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.